He's a runt.
Oh, yeah, can a runt do this?
Good morning, everybody. It is August 17, 2022. Come with me today on Canna's Crash Course as I take you through the best patch we've had in months. To begin, we had an actual showcase of the FullMetalAlchemist Brotherhood side story and collab units that have insane visuals. Edward Elric is a fire warrior who genuinely reminds me of Rimuru and how versatile the Earth Warrior was when the Slime collab was announced. His kit seems fairly leaning towards the Bruiser and extended fight playstyle, while also seeming to counter or punish units like Ran who attack all units. As an aside, I will leave the link to all the preview videos for these characters down below. You should really check them out, the visuals and everything are great. Ed's artifact, Full Metal's Auto Mail, seems fairly decent for a warrior artifact since it provides a more aggressive option for scaling warriors, but we'll see how useful extra speed and crit damage is in an extended fight compared to artifacts like Draco Plate. Now onto Roy Mustang, my personal favorite of the collaboration. Roy is a fire mage whose kit is primarily focused on doing big damage with some setup. He receives a unique buff, FullMetalAlchemist, which provides him a 20% increased hit chance and attack buff turn 1 that transforms certain skills into a different, more improved ability. His kit is somewhat complicated and lengthy with certain conditions that transform or improve his skills, but he appears to be a mage who basically takes Tagahel's Ancient Book, Soulburns, and then takes an extra turn with skill 1 to then set up for his skill 3 that does big damage against the enemy team. An interesting note though is that regarding his passive, it's a buff that can only be stripped by water units, which kind of makes sense. His artifact, plain and simple, is a mage version of Symbol of Unity. It's pretty decent on units like Milim or, some cleave units that may not need book and want to do big damage to the enemy team. Great. For the free collaboration unit that we've been given, Rizza, she doesn't appear to be nearly as unusable or niche as prior collaboration units. Sure, she has built-in effectiveness, but she appears to be a protective, cleansing kind of unit with her skill 2 that decreases damage taken from the frontmost ally, but not receiving it herself, so it's kind of like adamant in a way, but it's still pretty good. The buff she receives when the frontmost target is below 50% health and attack seems fairly decent, but we'll have to see how she pans out in RTA when she arrives. Her skill 3 does strip and push back a single unit 50% and provides a small damage to the frontmost ally, but that doesn't necessarily seem enough to raise the alarms on her being a super great unit. However, her artifact does seem fairly useless, to be honest. I can't really think of anyone except for maybe Faithless Lidica who could use it, but even then, you're missing out on Sash or Guiding Light, so I don't know. Seems like a PvE artifact, but Song of Stars is probably already better, or a con file. It is what it is. On the same train of new characters being revealed, however, we had the official unveiling of Commander Pavel, who, holy sh**, is probably the coolest unit we've seen so far. Pavel is a light ranger whose kit reminds me of a bridge or a complementary cleave units. His skill 2 and skill 3 do feel fairly similar to RGB Pavel's skill 2 and skill 3, but the difference is that this time around, he's a slower ranger. Now, to compensate for the speed, he has a 50% self-CR pushing skill 2 that can be procced after 2 crits are made against the enemy team. This is probably my and everyone's new favorite ML5, but I was a Pavel believer first, so But anyways, he's super sick. He has a defense penetrating skill 3 that ignores damage sharing effects. I'll be triple S'ing him when he comes out, and I'll probably do something like a double Pavel comp, and it'll be fun. On a related note, however, his skill 3 is probably the coolest looking animation that they've ever made in EpicSeven, hands down. Another exciting reveal for today is that you might have seen a preview in game of Magical Girl DN, and she was released and announced to be the E7 World Championship Battle Pass skin, which is super exciting, and I can't wait to pick it up. I'm casting that, by the way. There's another side story about Sigrid, I think, or something that's being released, but I'm too new to E7 to know what it's about. But then we have a really unexpected addition, actually, to EpicSeven, which I'm kind of excited about, which is a music player. Now, I know that a lot of people have, usually other music playing or the game's muted or whatever, but I'm actually kind of excited for this because basically you can change the music now and you can be excited about, I guess, the OSTs, and you can kind of immerse yourself, which again, I think it's kind of a nice unexpected change since it kind of breathes life into what I would personally feel like is a more, log on, do your dailies, like do the farm, put it on the side, and you kind of don't think of E7 as a game that you kind of immerse yourself fully into. So I think it is a nice addition. Doesn't harm the PvP focused players, helps the PvE focused players. Cool, you know, totally fine. I think it's nice. It's kind of like in the line of like adding dorms or more like casual like waifu and like more gacha-y or other typical gacha-y aspects to the game. No problems with me. Arena is also ending soon, in about 4 days from when I record this, and preseason is starting in 5, which means it's rush time for you frame enjoyers. Chop chop. And last but not least, we have the banners, gacha hour, and what this means for your wallet. Speed round, go. FMA units, all must pull. They're limited. Anything that isn't, not a must pull, unless you love them, of course. Commander Pavel looks crazy fun, though not a must pull, again, but I really think you should do it. There's an E7 World Championship pack that looks okay, but it kind of depends on price and stuff. And, you know, there's also the Rising Star pack, which got refreshed, and it looks decent also, but, you know, it's a gacha, so spend responsibly, people. And of course, that concludes today's Cannaaaa Crash Course. The FMA units look great, Commander Pavel looks, I mean, frankly nuts, and Match Gold Girl Diane, as we all knew, is awesome. And the music player shows promise. Overall, a win-win for pretty much any kind of E7 fan that enjoys EpicSeven and the content that's, you know, to come out or is going to come out, etc, etc. Thanks again for everyone that's tuned in. Leave a like and comment if you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys all next time. Adios!